This is a fair comparison. Having used AirPods Pro since the launch in 2019, almost 2 years ago, it would be fair to say that some company has to make a better product. At the beginning of September 2021, OnePlus launched their version of the Pro models, literally calling it the OnePlus Buds Pro. Today, I'll do a small review of both products to help you decide which one is the better option for you. This is my brief comparison of the OnePlus Buds Pro and the AirPods Pro. Hello everyone, this is Matt from Real World Review. Check out the social media listed above for some extras. First of all, let's add some music to this, and let me know what you guys think, if I should continue adding music, or if I should just not add music. And as always, the link to the music will be in the description below. Let's get started. So I'm not going to break down the exact specs for drivers or frequency response, because Apple doesn't really do that for the AirPods Pro. Instead, for this review, I'm just going to tell you how it sounds and really the differences. Starting with the AirPods Pro, the best headphones when it comes to the price and specs, technically, or at least for what Apple sells. Overall, the advertised battery is pretty fair to what I've been getting, giving me about 4 hours of charge with noise cancelling on, sometimes 5 hours depending on how I use them, with 3 to 4 charges out of this case. That's actually pretty normal, and if you need more than that, it's going to be very difficult to find it in this kind of form factor. With a mix of one ear and both ear usage, getting 22 to 24 hours seems easy to do, but pure usage is not that realistic. It's about 16 to 18 hours of constant usage with both buds, at least in my test. These specific ones actually got replaced about 6 months ago, so these are technically new buds for 6 months ago. When we switched to the OnePlus Buds Pro, I was able to achieve similar advertised battery specs, but realistically 3 to 4 hours of usage with noise cancelling on, and about 4 to 5 charges out of the case. When it comes to battery life, these are very similar, both giving me pretty much the same usage with the active noise cancellation on, offering wireless charging and fast charging for the earbuds. So realistically, battery life is going to be the same regardless of which one you get, and also I am comparing used ones to brand new ones, so take that how you want. When it comes to the audio, overall they're pretty much the same at max volume, but I did notice that the buds are slightly louder. The audio quality is pretty similar too, but there are slight trade-offs when comparing these two. The buds have a little bit more bass, but the vocals are slightly sharper, leading me to drop the volume a little bit, whereas the Pros have better vocals, but the bass is kind of standard. With this said, we are talking about maybe 20% more bass on the buds, while the vocals sound 10% better on the Pros. However, both buds don't go without their faults. The AirPods Pro will pair with Apple devices in a better fashion, linking to your Apple ID, meaning that when you switch to your iPhone, they connect to your iPhone. Then when you move to your MacBook, they connect to your MacBook. Then when you move to your iPad, well, you get the idea. With this said, if you do have an iOS 13 or lower device, like I do, you will absolutely hate this feature. But to be fair, it isn't perfect in iOS 14 or higher devices either, which still makes it a slightly frustrating feature for me, rather than convenient. The buds don't feature this, but pairing to multiple devices is fairly easy. I never really had an issue switching from device to device, but clearly you have to do this manually, but it's not too painful to do. With the buds, I have noticed that noise cancellation is really good, but not as good as the Pros, unless the volume is higher, if that makes sense. The buds also offer different levels of noise cancellation, whereas the Pros just only offer one type of noise cancellation. But regardless, it's max noise cancellation for me. Something that I did notice is that the buds are a little bit sensitive to wind noise, but when the volume is up and you're going fast, the wind noise does kind of go away. For example, if you're biking or if you're driving. Another thing is the auto pause option. I noticed that when you remove the buds while touching the speaker area, the music will continue playing about 70% of the time. Then when you grab it by the stem, that went down to about 20% of the time. The Pros did this about 5 to 10% of the time, regardless of how I remove them. Besides that, they pretty much have the same glitches, like not turning on when they're being removed by the case, or messing up with the noise cancellation at times, giving one bud transparency while the other is noise cancellation, but like I said, this applies to both of them. Realistically, these are both pretty solid earbuds that only carry flaws that are common in this space. Now that we got all the bad things out, let's talk about the good things. the best part about both of these earbuds are really everything. The sound is really nice. Personally, I would go for the Buds over the Pros for the sound profile, but the Pros are slightly more convenient. The best activation method I've seen in any earbuds are not physical or touch buttons, but pressure-sensitive buttons, and both of these have that feature. The AirPods Pro have been the king of headphones in my opinion because of the pressure-sensitive stem. But now the OnePlus Buds Pro feature this as well, but I did notice that you do have to add a little bit more pressure. As for the microphone usage, I was told that the Buds sound slightly better when compared to the Pros, which is surprising because I was testing them on an iPhone. When it comes to the app experience, well, the Pros don't really have an app, but rather the customizing menu in the Bluetooth settings, while the Buds use OnePlus's app. Wait, no they don't. It actually uses an app called Hey Melody, which is fine. It's technically a third-party app, so it's not perfectly polished, but it gives you many customization features, as well as allowing for updates. There's a feature called OnePlus Audio ID, which helps make the perfect sound profile based on your hearing, and it seems to work really well in my tests. Honestly, these are amazing devices, whether we're talking about the cases, charging options, battery life, and overall performance, allowing you to really just buy either earbuds. I doubt you'll be disappointed. But that's really the question that you're asking, right? Which one do I buy? If you have an Android device, or even a OnePlus device, easily the Buds are the better option. Then, an Apple device means you should buy the Pros. Personally, I would choose the OnePlus Buds Pro for the versatility and, more importantly, the price. The Pros come in at $250 only in white, while the Buds come in a glossy white or matte black at $150. You get practically the same experience, but for a cheaper price. I tried to find some cut corners, but struggled to do so with the Buds. Sure, there might be a few more glitches when compared to the Pros, but still not $100 of glitches. I tried to walk away from the connected device, and most of the times other Buds would just drop off, but these don't, working farther than even my AirPods. I'll walk into my garage to do laundry, and most of the time my phone is stuck in my room, and the audio will either cut out or stop working altogether, but not with the OnePlus Buds Pro. Latency is low, the sound is very full and not tinny at all, and it has all the bells and whistles that you want or need. The only gimmick I guess would be the Zen Mode Air feature, which pretty much is like a white noise app that is activated through the Buds. Other than that, the Buds are a perfect choice for Android users, but also for Apple users. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. I personally would stick with the OnePlus Buds Pro, but you can find some AirPods Pro for decent prices nowadays. I'm going to keep both just because, but I am glad to finally find a worthy alternative to the surprisingly reliable AirPods Pro. With that said, if you don't like the AirPods Pro sound quality or pressure sensor, or obviously the design, then neither of these will be a good fit for you. But that's all I wanted to talk about. Hopefully I helped you make the right choice, and I hope that Apple and OnePlus keep both of these earbuds and improve on the quality moving forward. If you have any questions, feel free to reach me in the comments or in the socials listed above, and as always, thanks for watching.